As reactions continue to pour in from around the world, many Kentucky leaders are also speaking up about this incident.
WLKY's Megan Matthews sat down with Representative Morgan McGarvey and former State Representative Kevin Bratcher today, and she joins us live in studio with more on what they had to say. Megan?
Hey, Alexis, we've gotten multiple statements today from both Democrats and Republicans throughout Kentucky. Now, I sat down with both McGarvey and Bratcher today, who shared their thoughts and concerns about what the future holds.
It is dangerous. It is reckless. He doesn't have the authority to do it, and I'm very nervous about it.
Representative Morgan McGarvey and other Democrat leaders spoke out about their opposition to the capture of Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife on Saturday, who many don't agree with but say Trump could have gone about it another way, especially concerning Congress having no warning about the attack.
The Constitution is clear that only Congress has the ability to declare war. The president is now calling it an act of war. He said it was the biggest attack since World War II. So there's no denying that's what it is. He said America is going to go in and run another country.
Senator Rand Paul released a statement saying in part, quote, "Time will tell if regime change in Venezuela is successful without significant monetary or human cost. Best, though, not to forget that our founders limited the executive power to go to war without congressional authorization for a reason, to limit the horror of war and limit war to acts of defense. Let's hope those precepts of peace are not forgotten in our justified relief that Maduro is gone and the Venezuelan people will have a second chance," end quote.
And I think Trump did the right thing. You know, I don't want us to be there forever, that's for sure. You know, we've had some problems in the past where we go in and nation build, and we got to be careful of that.
Others, like former Representative Kevin Bratcher, agree with Trump's plan, saying that as the commander-in-chief, Trump has the right to make those calls, citing the Monroe Doctrine.
And it said anything that's happening in Central America and South America is affecting us. And we have to be players. You know, John F. Kennedy used it during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Ronald Reagan used it when he took over a small island.
And although Bratcher agrees with Trump's reasoning for gaining access to oil in Venezuela, McGarvey does not.
He is saying, I am attacking a foreign country. I'm going to try and run a foreign country because of oil interests. He's already sending oil companies in there. How's he going to do this? Is he putting American troops on the ground?
Congress will resume on Monday, where McGarvey and other representatives hope to get their answers to their questions. Live in studio, Megan Matthews, WLKY News.